Hi guys, what's up? It's Sophie. Welcome back to a new video. Today I'm going to be talking about how you can get a 4.0 in college and giving you all of my college study tips. Before I get into the video, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already for new college related videos every Monday and Friday. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so I have maintained a 4.0 throughout my entire time of being at U of A. I'm going into my sophomore year, but I have done classes every single semester possible here. I've done fall, winter, spring, and summer, and I have managed to get a 4.0 in all of them. This isn't me trying to flex, I'm just trying to say I feel like I'm kind of qualified to give advice for this video. I should say, disclaimer, like, I go to University of Arizona. It's not Harvard, it's not an Ivy League school, so in terms of class intensity, I don't think it's the same level as Harvard, but I still do think that these tips can be applied anywhere because it's just good study habits. Okay, so my first tip is something that I literally do at the start of every class. As soon as I get the syllabus, I create a schedule on my notes of week by week everything that is due. I do a checklist. I say date due, what it is, so that week by week, so that every week I can look at that, so that I can just see right away how much stuff I have due certain weeks. It helps keep me super organized, super prepared. I've never had an issue of not knowing when an assignment is due because I have that in my notes. I can look and I can see, and being able to see that, then I'm able to plan what classes I have to study for at what times, when I can get certain work done. I'll put in a screenshot right here of what I'm talking about with my little notes checklist, but I think this is so helpful. It really keeps me on track of all of my assignments, making sure they're on time, because a lot of college professors will not take late work, or if they do, it'll be a lot of points off. So much better to just get it in on time, because even if you don't end up getting the best grade, at least it's better than if you turned it in late. Okay, and going off of that, also put every big assignment, so like test, quiz, essay, in your regular calendar. If you can't tell, I'm very big on scheduling things out and having a calendar, but for me it's just really helpful to see everything that I have in the upcoming weeks and to just sort of know, like, okay, I have this essay due on Friday, but on Thursday night I have like a sorority event or I have work or something like that. It just helps you sort of plan out when you can get stuff done so that you're not struggling at the last minute, procrastinating and like stressing out the night before or the morning of trying to get something completed on time. So yeah, put your big important assignments in your calendar. Okay, next up, this is also something I do with scheduling. I always make a daily schedule when I have a lot of work to do. That way I know my priorities for the day. I know I want to go to the gym, I want to get dinner with friends, and I have to do like 2 homework assignments, or I have to do like 3 hours of studying for a test. Something like that. It helps me keep school and getting my work done as a priority, along with other things that, you know, keep my happiness up and keep me sane, because I fully believe that you can't just do school all the time. You need to do other things to make you happy, but you need to make sure school is a priority. I mean, you're paying to go to college, you're paying for all these classes, you don't just want to fail them, you know? And the satisfaction that you get after like taking a hard test or writing a hard essay and getting an A is like, it's nice. Like, you feel proud of yourself. So yeah, I do my little daily schedules when I have a lot of stuff to do, just so that I make sure I can get all of my work done. So next up, I think it's really important to find a study space that works for you. Some people can work in environments with a ton of people around, with their friends. I personally cannot. I prefer to be alone, and I can't like be in my room. I need to be like alone in like some sort of study space that's not my bed in order to like really get in the zone and get stuff done. So the first few months of school, I spent a lot of time trying out different studying spaces. I tried the library, but it was just very inconvenient from where I lived. I tried working in the student union in between classes, but that was like way too loud, too many people for me. Tried my dorm, again, like I just can't work when I'm like sitting in my bed. And then finally I started working in the little study spaces that they had in my dorm. On each floor there would be 2 little rooms that were like study rooms. It was empty a lot of the time, or maybe there's like 1 or 2 other people, but it was pretty much always silent, and they had like tables and chairs and stuff where you could sit. That's where I ended up doing most of my work. Every Sunday I would sit in there and like get so much stuff done for the week, and that's where I personally found I could focus best. But there's so many other places, and I think if you just go try different ones out and see what works best for you, then that'll really help you, because it'll just be your go-to study spot. Every time you're there, you can get in the zone. I like having like one place that I associate with, like, this is where I study, this is where I work, so that when I'm there I know that's what I'm there to do. I'm not there to hang out, I'm not there to talk to friends, I'm just there to get shit done, and that really worked for me. Okay, next up, I mentioned this a little bit, but I think it's important to have a balance of school and social social life, because if you're just doing your work constantly, if school is the only thing you're doing, then at least for me, I got burned out so badly in high school from that. I think it's really important to find that balance of partying and social life and also schoolwork. I think honestly both should be priorities in your life. Your happiness and your mental health, in my opinion, matters more than your grades. So I wouldn't like stress too hard about like I need to get a 4.0. Focus on your happiness more than anything, because if you're in a good mental state, then in my opinion you will be able to get better grades, because you can just spend that little time a day doing your work and not stress yourself out, still be able to go out, have fun with your friends. I think the balance of that is going to be different for everyone, but I do think that both things should be a priority in your life, because it's your life. You're young, you're in college. Yes, you are in college for school and academics, but also to like learn things about life. Like 50% of what you learn in college is from school academics, and the rest is from experiences and just what you learn from other people and everything like that. Things will go through, you know? So yeah, don't stress yourself out too much. Let yourself have fun, but again, make sure you're doing your schoolwork and that you're not just blowing all that off, you know? You need a little bit of both in your life. Next up, I think it's really helpful to go to office hours. I had some huge classes that were literally like huge lecture halls with 300 people where I never really got to know the professor. And honestly, those weren't the classes I needed to go to office hours for, because those tended to be my easier classes in general. But my math class, I think, was like 30 or 40 people, and I did go to office hours for that a few times, and it really helped me. That was such a hard class, and I did not think I was gonna end up with an A in it, but I put in that work. Every time I had a question, I would go to office hours. Instead of just submitting it on the homework, I would make sure, got it right, I know what I'm doing. I mean, that first math test I literally got a 60 on, and I thought I had gotten a good grade. I left that test feeling so confident, just to find out I literally failed it so bad. So after that, I started going to office hours whenever I needed help, and I saw what I got wrong on the test, and that helped me for the test in the future that I all ended up getting A's on. Like, your professors and your TAs are there to help you, and you know, office hours are there to help you, so take advantage of them if you need help in classes, because it really will help you. Okay, and my last piece of advice for today's video is to get good at figuring out the system. Now, this might sound a little weird, but an example of this, like for my French class, we had like weekly homework assignments. It was all online, like through our textbook website, and some of them you had 3 chances to like get it right, and then other ones you had like some of the questions you would have like 3 chances to get it right, and if you got it wrong, like points off. Whereas other ones, it was literally like unlimited chances to get it right, and it was like a lot of multiple choice for the most part. So on those unlimited chances one, I would just go through and click and see. If I didn't know it, I would just click, keep doing it, you know, until I got that 100. And then I also had a gen ed class, same thing. We had like 3 little quizzes a week based on the lectures, and it was unlimited chances, so you could keep doing it as many times until you got 100. So just for stuff like that, like learning when you can sort of guess and when you can put in a little less work into something and like focus more of your time on the stuff that you really need to like put in a lot of work and effort into versus the things that you can sort of get around quickly, if that makes sense. But yeah, that is all of the advice I have for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see a part 2 of this, I definitely can think of some more tips, but this is like the stuff that popped into my mind instantly that really helped me my freshman year. If you haven't already, make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel for new videos every Monday and Friday, and make sure to check out my social media if you want to see what I'm doing when I'm not filming. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.